It's a ShopSmith from the 1950s.
It's a saw, a drill, a lathe, and a sander. But this one has seen its day.
Oh, shut up, Rick. It's awesome.
What's going on here, guys? I mean, this thing's supposed to be done in 3 days. Months ago, I bought a 57 Chevy for my dad's birthday, so I'm getting it restored. I have a party planned, and this is the center of the party.
Chill, man. I mean, really, it's gonna happen.
I got my doubts.
We kick things off with Dean Martin's actual golf putter. The seller claims she was married to Dean's son and has proof, including a photo of her on his show. Rick's impressed, but it's not signed, so value takes a hit. They haggle like it's a Rat Pack reunion and land at $550.
What do we have here?
Dean Martin's putter.
Dean Martin's putter.
Uh-huh.
The Dean Martin.
The Dean Martin, the singer.
Dean Martin, Dean Martin?
Yeah.
Rick, shut up and get on with it.
Next up, the boys take a field trip to check out a 1941 Indian 741 military motorcycle. Throttle on the left side, you know, so soldiers could ride and shoot at the same time. It's missing some parts, but still a beauty. Seller wants $12,000, but Rick brings in Danny the Bike Whisperer.
Okay guys, this is why I called you out here today. Look, my 741 Indian. It's a 1941 model.
These are really cool bikes.
They had the throttle on the left-hand side.
Danny confirms it's a military model, and despite missing gauges and chain guard, he falls in love. After a roaring startup and some quick calculations, he estimates $4,000 to $5,000 in restoration, but a resale of $17,000 to $18,000. Rick strikes a deal for $9,500 after some back and forth.
1941 Indian.
This is cool. Corey and Rick, they usually give me a jingle when they want me to come down and inspect a car or a motorcycle that they're thinking about buying. It's a left-hand throttle. That's cool. This is definitely a military version. This is a really cool piece of American history, I think.
Then, in stomps a guy wearing a suit of armor. No, seriously, it's handmade from recycled car hoods. The dude used to joust and sword fight in it. Rick checks it out, dodges a test swing, and politely declines. Not historically accurate, too beat up, and way too niche.
So what do we have here?
On my handmade suit armor.
Knights were some OG gangsters, right? Pretty much just did what they wanted.
Well, technically, you had to become a knight by order of the king or the queen. It was a title given to you.
Back at the shop, a woman brings in a tin mechanical Louis Armstrong toy from the 50s. It cranks up and plays trumpet adorably. She wants $200. They settle at $125 after some charming banter. Even the old man softens up for this one.
This is kind of neat. Where did you acquire this at?
My father gave it to me when I was a little girl.
I remember my folks having his album. Louis Armstrong was probably the best horn player in the history of mankind.
Next, a customer walks in with a Bugs Bunny birthday poster signed by both Friz, Freleng, and Blanc. Chum is confused about rabbit history, but Corey spots potential. The seller paid $250 and wants more, but authentication is needed before the big bucks come out.
What do we have here? It's Bugs Bunny, obviously.
It's celebrating Bugs Bunny's 50th birthday. It was signed by Friz Freleng, the animator, and Blanc, the voice.
Yeah, I don't really know too much about Bugs Bunny.
What do you mean? He did that movie with Michael Jordan.
And he did Roger Rabbit.
No, that was a different rabbit.
Drew, the signature expert, arrives, and after dissecting the loops and baselines, he declares the signature's legit. Estimated retail, $500. Rick offers $250. The seller pushes for $300. They shake hands at $275. Bugs wins again.
Bugs Bunny came out in 1940, officially. Now, Blanc, he's known as the man of 1,000 voices because he did almost all the voices for animation. Friz Freleng, he was one of the top animators for Warner Brothers and producer also. Well, these two gentlemen have very interesting signatures, but we got to take a closer look. Okay. All right.
Time for the big motorcycle reveal. Rick and crew head to Danny's shop where the Indian bike now looks like it rolled straight out of World War II. Thompson holster, grenade holder, restored gauges. The works. Everyone's jaws drop.
This Indian actually was used in a military form back then, so although someone had changed it cosmetically to make it kind of more of a street bike, we took it back to its original form as a military bike with all the bells and whistles, and I gotta say, it came out cool.
Rick braces for the cost. Restoration ran $14,000, bringing their total spend to $23,500. But Danny estimates it can now sell for $30,000 to $35,000. Rick pretends he's mad, but deep down, he's grinning ear to ear.
All right, that's all cool. Now, how much does this thing cost me to fix?
Well, you guys said you wanted to go back to original, and I mean, obviously, it's not just throwing a coat of paint on it. I mean, there's all of the original parts from back when it was a military bike.
And just when you think Rick might hop on and ride it home, nope, he brought a trailer. No way is he messing up that museum quality masterpiece. Can't say we blame him.
Really appeal to a military collector or a guy who really likes Indian motorcycles would really fall in love with this bike. So which one of you guys are going to ride this thing back to the shop?
There's no way in hell I'm driving this death trap. That's why we brought a trailer.
I'm not driving that thing. I'm not going to mess up this pretty face.
Right off the bat, a customer walks in with what looks like a cane. But surprise, it's also a gun. Rick's eyes light up instantly. It's been 20 years since he's seen one. The guy bought it from someone who needed money for teeth. Yeah, that's already a plot twist. Rick's geeking out over this James Bond meets Civil War piece.
What do we got here?
Well, I've got an antique cane gun.
Wow, really? Where did you get it?
Well, my wife and I bought it from a friend who needed money for new teeth.
This is great. This has been a long time since I've seen one of these. Could be worth a lot of money. I mean,
It's a cane and a gun. You don't see that.
Rick breaks down how these 1800s cane guns work. Percussion cap, single shot, sketchy as hell. It was designed to fool the cops, as he puts it, and it definitely would. No maker's mark means value is a toss-up. Rick calls in an expert, but even he admits this thing might be worth thousands or not.
it's just incredibly impractical to use. Self-defense, you want a pistol.
Yeah, but this would fool the cops.
There's been laws in the books about concealed weapons since the early 1800s. So people who wanted to carry them had to get creative. And this cane gun is an awesome example.
Back to the cane gun. Rick's expert shows up and confirms it's legit from the 1830s. No maker's mark hurts the value, but he estimates it's worth $800 to $1,200. Rick opens with a $600 offer, and the seller pushes hard. After a little haggling, they agree on $700. That's what I lost at the tables last night, the guy says.
Oh, this is it.
Wow, this is great. It dates probably around 1830. The marks are actually Birmingham proof marks. Other than that, I am not seeing any other markings from the maker.
Okay.
Picture yourself in London, a highwayman. That was a big industry, was robbing people.
Rick and Chum head out to test the cane gun. Chumlee dresses up like a 19th century gentleman, attempts to save the posse from a stick-up, and totally misses his one shot. "We're dead, Chum. Thanks a lot." The expert deadpans. This might be Chum's worst sharpshooter moment yet.
Chum, you're going to do a reenactment. Using this cane gun, you're going to pretend you're a country gentleman back in the early 19th century. You're going to be going down the sidewalk. I'm going to activate a target.
Next up, Rick and Chum roll out to see a 1940 Indian motorcycle. And not just any Indian. This one allegedly belonged to the king of cool himself, Steve McQueen. Rick is immediately giddy. "I have a photo of Steve in my office," he blurts like a fanboy. The price tag? A chill $130,000.
Hey guys, the reason I called you is I got a 1940 four-cylinder Indian motorcycle.
It's definitely cool.
It was owned by Steve McQueen.
It's a cool bike, but since Steve McQueen owned it, it's...
Just when it sounds like a slam dunk, we learn McQueen's bike literally caught on fire. Yup, the seller's dad took it for a joyride and cooked it. Now it won't start and the wiring's toast. But Rick's still tempted because it's freaking Steve McQueen. Who knew a crispy motorcycle could still look so cool?
I absolutely love Steve McQueen. In my office, there's two pictures of people. One of them's Jimi Hendrix, one of them's Steve McQueen.
Oh.
I'm sort of big on the guy.
So how did you get this bike?
Me and my dad purchased this bike at the Steve McQueen estate auction, and I've got all the paperwork from the auction itself.
The negotiation is brutal. The seller wants $130,000. Rick starts at $70,000. The guy won't budge from $120,000. Rick throws out his final offer, $85,000, calculating the cost of repairs and auction fees. But the seller walks. No deal. You can feel Rick's disappointment. "I am so bummed," he mutters.
Haven't started in a while, for probably 6-7 years.
All right, it was shining when you bought it, correct?
It's real shiny now. It's just got a couple little chips in it.
I noticed on the gas tank there's a little bit more than a chip.
My dad went out on a ride on this thing, and it happened to catch fire.
Back at the shop, a guy strolls in with a book allegedly printed by Benjamin Franklin in 1745. That's older than the Declaration of Independence. But there's a problem. It's held together with antique tape and missing pages. Rick jokes, so is he. But that doesn't make him worth a lot. Shots fired.
How did you get this thing?
This was in my grandma's attic and came across this.
Benjamin Franklin was one of the forefathers. He was an inventor. He was a statesman.
You know, he was considered one of the greatest inventors of his time. He never passed patented anything.
Despite the damage, Rick thinks it could still hold value because Franklin printed it himself. The seller's hoping for $1,500 minimum, but Rick's hesitant and calls in his buddy Dana to inspect the piece. The tension builds. Can history beat condition?
I was hoping to sell it. I did a little research on it, and that goes for auction like anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000.
$3,000 to $5,000 in what shape?
It's older than the Declaration of Independence.
So is he, but that doesn't make him worth a lot of money. The problem is, I don't know what it's worth being in such bad shape.
Dana inspects the Franklin book and drops a reality check. It's missing key pages and has been tape murdered. In perfect condition, it's a $6,000 item. But in this state, try $1,500 to $2,000 max. Rick offers $500, they counter at $1,200 and settle at $650.
Oh boy, is this fragile. The Confession of Faith, printed and sold by B. Franklin, 1745. He printed 16 books himself where he put money out of his own pocket. And although he did only a few himself, he did a number of books for other people.
Meanwhile, a customer rolls in with a bizarre 1800s medical device called Lemon's Vodka. No, it's not a cocktail. It's got spring-loaded needles used to intentionally infect people. Cures baldness? He jokes. Rick, nope, I've tried everything. Classic.
Hey, what can I help you with?
I have a late 1800 Lebensvacher. This is going to cure all your ailment. I've got a book here that will tell you exactly what's wrong with you and how to take care of it.
It's medical quackery.
So you're telling me this won't cure my baldness?
No, because I've tried everything.
Rick is fascinated. It's weird, borderline torturous, and collectible in the world of 19th century medical quackery. They settle on $250. Not bad for something that looks like it escaped from a Victorian horror movie.
This thing is crazy. It seems more like a torture device than a medical instrument. There's a big market for 19th century medical devices. The hokier, the better. How much did you want for it?
I was thinking $400.
A guy shows up with an old surveying instrument from 1900. He thinks it's worth $5,000. Corey? Not buying it. He offers $200 and the guy storms off, calling them curb trash. Savage.
You know anything about how these are used or what they were used for?
Yeah, it's a survey instrument. It was used to make maps and set the railroad.
They're pretty important because you come a foot off onto somebody else's property line, especially back when this was built, you're gonna come knock down your building because it's on their property.
Rick's pacing like a man with a secret. Why? He bought a 1957 Chevy as a surprise birthday gift for the old man, and it's still not finished. The pressure's on, and with a party just days away, Rick is sweating bullets, and that's before the next customer even walks in.
I mean, this thing's supposed to be done in 3 days. A few months ago, I went a little overboard buying a 57 Chevy and having it restored for the old man's birthday. Things have been a little nuts lately. His birthday's in 3 days, and I'm getting a little nervous. This car has to be done. I have a party planned, and this is the center of the party.
Enter the pistol ring. Yep, a literal gun disguised as jewelry. The guy's asking $9,000 and Rick loses it. I've only ever seen these in books. This isn't a gimmick. It's a 6-shot, late 1800s, French-made Imperial protector. Chumlee would definitely shoot himself just putting it on.
I'm here to sell my ring pistol today.
Ring pistol?
Yeah.
Damn, I've never seen one of these before. Hey, Pops, this might be something you'd be interested in.
What?
It's a pistol ring.
Hey, what?
Yeah, it's like something James Bond would wear.
Damn, Rick.
Rick brings in his gun guy, Tony, who confirms it's real, rare, and dangerous, in a James Bond kind of way. But the price? Oof. Estimated value, $4,000 to $6,000. The seller holds firm at $8,500. Rick goes up to $7,000, but it's a no-go. The coolest gun Rick's ever seen walks right out the door.
This is kind of cool. Did you buy this in the States? No, I bought it overseas. Overseas, yeah. I figured. The European gunsmiths, they were making all kinds of little weird things. This is the Imperial Protect, basically French. Mid-1800s, 1880s. Unbelievably well-made gun, and they're very scarce. You had to be rich to buy something like this. I mean, this is not something you went down to your local gunsmith and bought. They were pieces of art.
Next up, an older gentleman walks in with what looks like a Viking coffee urn. Plot twist. It's a ship's binnacle, aka a compass housing from the early 1900s. The seller says his son got it for $10 at a garage sale. Rick immediately perks up like a pirate sniffing gold.
Have an item here I'd like to sell. It's a binnacle. That's a fancy word for a compass that goes on a ship.
This is pretty cool.
Looks like a Viking helmet.
Looks of it, this is probably around 1900.
Yeah, I did some research, and best I could tell, the company here, Viking, made these for 1925.
They haggle hardcore. Seller starts at $500. Rick drops $300. They bounce back and forth like a paddle ball until they land at $425. Not bad for a $10 find. Someone's grandkid just scored an early college fund deposit.
How much did you want for it?
Well, I was thinking 5.
I'm thinking like 300 bucks. I can probably get 500 bucks for this thing. It's gonna sit around a while.
There's a lot of people that sale, and they don't come upon these things. You don't have anything in here like that. And I think this thing can move off your shelf in less than 2 weeks.
Meanwhile, Rick's secretly scheming the old man's surprise party. But first, he ropes Corey and Chumlee into planning it. Naturally, Chum suggests strippers. Rick shuts that down faster than a fake Rolex deal.
Here's the deal. I got a 1957 Chevy, getting all dolled up for the old man for his 70th birthday. Okay, I want you guys to set up a little party for him over at Danny's when I give him the car.
100, 200 people?
No.
We can invite a couple hundred people and charge admission.
No. We're gonna have a little party for the old man.
Back to the pistol ring. Rick wants it so bad, he almost goes over budget, but with the seller locked at $8,500, Rick finally folds. It sucks, he mutters as it leaves. No bang for his buck, just regret.
What would be your best price?
Bottom line, $8,500. That's it.
As amazing as this thing is, I'm sorry, I just can't do it. Thanks.
Thank you.
It really sucks to see that pistol ring walk out, but I was already thousands over what I felt comfortable, and he only went down 500 bucks.
Then, a retired animator strolls in with a treasure trove of animation cells. Scooby-Doo, the Flintstones, Fat Albert. Corey loses it like a Saturday morning cartoon fanatic. These aren't knockoffs. They've got original paint guides and untouched line art. Collector heaven.
We have some animation cells. I was thinking you might be able to tell me what they'd be worth.
Animation cells?
Yeah.
Like from the cartoon?
From cartoons, yeah. I used to paint cartoons for a lot of the different companies.
You're like my hero, man. I grew up watching cartoons. This is what happens when you spend 8 hours a day watching cartoons.
The seller wants $5,000. Corey laughs, then counters with $1,500. The guy counters back, quoting blood, sweat, and tears. Corey doesn't blink. Still worth more than those, he says. Boom! Deal done at $1,500 for 50 cells. That's $30 a piece. Somebody's gonna flip that stash.
What are you trying to get for all?
I was thinking with this, with all of the paper models, about $5,000.
You know, and you're not asking too much money there, but the problem I'm gonna have is it's gonna take me 10 years to sell them all. I'm gonna have to put each one in a frame. You gotta make it worth my while. Give me a different number.
Then enters a man holding a Beatles ticket from the 1966 Shea Stadium show. Rick lights up until he sees the plaque. Turns out 2,400 of these were mass sold via shopping networks in the 80s, so not exactly rare. The guy deflates faster than a popped Sgt. Pepper balloon.
The unused Beatles ticket from Shea Stadium, 1966.
Did you ever listen to the Beatles?
They were a little past my time.
Well, they weren't past your time. I mean, they were out in 1961, 62, and you were like
21, 22.
Yeah, you were even old when you were 22, weren't you?
Yep.
He's hoping for $700 to fund a Paris trip for his wife's birthday. Rick offers $175. The guy pleads. Rick's stone cold. They settle at $180. Rick, 1. Romance, 0.
Love the Beatles. You can sell this tomorrow.
Yeah, everyone loves the Beatles. There might be a lot of these tickets out there, but they are from the Beatles. So a collector of rock memorabilia would love to have it. How much did you want for it?
I'd love to get 700.
That's not gonna happen. The thing is, it's not that rare.
Finally, it's party time. Rick tricks the old man into visiting Danny's garage, where the surprise awaits. The 1957 Chevy is gleaming, immaculate, pure nostalgia on wheels. The old man nearly cries. It's the most beautiful thing I ever seen, he says.
Damn it, Rick.
We just gotta pick something up real quick.
Rick, there's some nice cars here. You could have got me one for my birthday.
I got you biscuits and gravy for the love of God.
You're a cheap ass.
Why are you the grumpiest person in the world?
I ain't
You are
grumpy.
never happy.
Yeah, right.
Happy birthday. It's a 57 Chevy 150.
That is one beautiful car. That's the most beautiful thing I ever seen.
Turns out, the car was a rusted disaster when Rick bought it. Danny and the crew completely rebuilt it. New paint, new engine, full restoration. The old man's reaction? Priceless. He even says, "I don't like it, I love it." High praise from the king of grumps.
No idea what a challenge this thing was to make a car look like this.
Rick brought it over, and we worked together as two teams on this thing.
What shape was it in when you got it?
We ended up start total ground up.
It was full of holes and rust and dents, and the frame needed repair.
Rick beams as his dad finally approves. The car roars to life, and Rick says what we're all thinking. "I think I did it. I think he's happy." Honestly, this might be the most emotional episode ever.
You gotta retire.
Okay. Day after I die.
Okay. All right, Pop.
Count, get out of my car.
Come try this thing on, brother.
I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning.
But we got cake for you.
Screw the cake.
A guy brings in a John Wesley Hardin business card. Yeah, the guy who reportedly killed 40+ people and later became a lawyer. Talk about career changes. Rick and Corey are baffled by how clean the card is. "I go to Kinko's and make this myself," Rick jokes. Suspicion is high. Rick decides to call in a history expert before even thinking price.
Hey, what's up, man?
How you guys doing? Here to sell my John Hardin business card. Killed over 40 people in the late 1800s. After he was released from prison, he became a lawyer.
John Wesley Harding was one of the most notorious outlaws of the Old West. It's sort of insane that the bar would let him become a lawyer.
Meanwhile, Rick gets his expert to assess the outlaw's card, but there's a problem. It's sealed in glass. To verify, they'll need to break it open. The tension is thick. Rick offers the seller $350 even if it gets damaged. High stakes for high history.
John Wesley Hardin's business card. Arguably the fastest Old West gunfighter. He had his own draw. It was actually called the Hardin draw. He didn't carry his guns down on his hips. He carried them in his vest, and he had a cross draw that he would use.
Cut to Rick and the old man checking out a ShopSmith from the 1950s. A combo saw, drill, lathe, and sander. Grandpa's nostalgic, and Rick thinks it's junk. Bearings are shot, it's massive, and looks like it's been dragged behind a tractor. Still, the seller wants it gone, and Grandpa offers $50 just to override Rick.
What we got is a ShopSmith, 5 machines in one.
ShopSmith came out in the late 40s. It's a saw, a drill, a lathe, and a sander. My dad believes this kind of stuff is still state of the art. That's why I brought him along.
It is.
Against Rick's judgment, the old man pulls the trigger on the $50 deal. Seller's thrilled to just get it out of his garage. "Why'd you even bring me?" Grandpa mocks. Rick's eye roll says it all. Classic father-son tension over glorified scrap metal.
This has seen its day.
It's old, Rick, but it's all cast metal. It's not the plastic they make them out of now.
Stuff like this is the kind of thing my dad's always a sucker for. As cool as it is, it needs new bearings and God knows what else.
A man walks in with a Gibson mandolin, hoping to flip it for a family trip to Ireland. Chumlee is mesmerized. The build, the sticker, the sound, it all seems perfect. And with Rick conveniently missing, Chumlee's ready to play buyer. The guy wants $3,000. Chum's sweating.
All right, well, let me call my boss over here. Hey, Rick! Corey! Rick! I guess no one's here. No, I know a little bit about these things. They're from the early 1930s. The thing that makes this mandolin special is that Gibson made it. Gibson mandolins are sweet.
Chumlee flexes his negotiation skills hard. He talks the seller down from $3,000 to $1,500, well over his spending limit, but he's beaming, thinking he scored big. "Rick's gonna give me a raise," he gloats. "Oh, buddy, just you wait."
Great condition.
You can see the craftsmanship on it is phenomenal.
Yeah, that's the one thing about these Gibsons, you know. They only use the best parts.
Right.
I see the sticker in there. Tells me that this is authentic.
Great.
Maybe we can make a deal.
Chumlee's nightmare comes true. The expert peels through the mandolin's details and just decimates it. Fake decal, wrong materials, plastic finish, worthless pickguard. Final verdict, fake as hell. Value? About $100. Chum looks like he just watched his dreams burn in a dumpster.
Hey, check out what I brought down today.
A mandolin, huh?
I thought I'd get it all checked out by you.
Gibsons are one of the premier builders of any kind of stringed instrument. The vintage ones are some of the most high-priced collectible guitars there are.
All right, man.
It has the Gibson on it.
Yeah.
Gibson's build quality was second to no one. 100% handmade.
Rick finally learns about Chumlee's mandolin mistake. "You paid $1,500 for this?" he says in disbelief. The room goes silent. Rick doesn't scream, but his calm disappointment is way worse. "You're gonna pay me back, one way or another." Chum's face? Pure defeat.
How'd it go, Chumlee?
Oh, not so good.
What's not so good?
I bought a Gibson mandolin, but it turned out not to be real.
How much did you pay for it?
$1,500.
You paid $1,500 for this?
It's not real.
Chumlee, you're an
What does Chumlee do after losing $1,400 on a fake mandolin? He grabs a mic and sings the blues outside the pawn shop. "Please, give me some money," he wails to random passersby. Honestly, it's tragic, hilarious, and weirdly catchy. Rick peeks out and deadpans, "Keep playing the blues, Chumlee. You're not going anywhere until I get that $1,500.
Bought a fake mandolin for $1,500 and Rick wants me to pay it back. While I look for the big score, I got an idea to make some extra cash in the meantime. I need some money. I need some money. Now, please just give me some money.
Back in the shop, Corey carefully cracks open the frame holding the Hardin card. Miraculously, no damage. The expert gives it an 80% chance of authenticity. That's enough for Rick, who seals the deal for $350. The customer's thrilled, and Rick's gambling instincts pay off this time.
Earlier, a guy brought in a John Hardin business card in a sealed glass frame. We need to get it out of the frame to authenticate it, so my dad made a deal. If the card is real, he'll give him $350 for it, even if we destroy it. It's basically, if we break it, we own it.
Up next, a customer brings in Clint Walker's jacket from Send Me No Flowers, complete with signed photos and a letter of authenticity. Rick's impressed, but not blown away. The guy wants $1,800. Rick counters with a solid nope.
Clint Walker's jacket that he wore in a movie, Send Me No Flowers, with Dorsey and rock cut.
This guy who played in Cheyenne, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was one of the classic 1950s Western shows. It says chest 45, sleeve 19 and a half. How big was he?
After some smooth negotiating, Rick bumps up to $750. The seller grumbles. "It's ridiculous," he says, but takes the cash anyway. Memorabilia can be a tough sell, even when it's cowboy-sized.
It's in relatively good shape.
And also, here's a letter from him stating where he wore it.
It was worn in Send Me No Flowers with Doris Day and Rock Hudson Walker.
He actually got a start here in Las Vegas as a security guard at one of the casinos. And one of the producers seen him and hired him right then and there and took him to California.